Hi, I'm Dr. Bertice Berry, and I want to tell you a story. Years ago, when I was a kid growing up in Wilmington, Delaware, in the summers and on weekends when my mother went to work, she would get up early, early in the morning and have to walk. She didn't have money for bus fare. We didn't have a car. It wasn't even light out when she would start her journey, but she would yell up the steps to all of us a list of things that we better remember and accomplish throughout the day. Wash the windows, clean the floor, wax the floor, clean the baseboards, clean the crown mold. I mean, there was, clean the cupboards, take all the dishes out of the you there were so many things that needed to be done, and she didn't write them anywhere. They were just yelled up to us. And we'd get all of these things done. And sometimes she'd come in and there would be one thing, and she'd say, I thought I told y'all to water the plants. We'd be standing there like excited because the floors were shining and the baseboards were gleaming, and there were always all of these things, and it felt like we could never get it right. And there was this constant need to make sure everything was clean and spotless and shiny, to the point now every one of my siblings has a cleaning thing, and we all laugh about our cleaning thing, and our poor kids laugh about our cleaning thing. Years later, when I brought it up to my mother about this demand for cleanliness, she laughed. And she said, I didn't care anything about cleanliness. I was trying to keep you all out of trouble. My mother understood that without an adult supervising us, somebody standing around, we could go out and get into all kinds of things. That somehow her instruction for all the things we had to do, she knew how long each thing took. And she knew that we weren't going to leave that house until they were all done. And we didn't have an opportunity to leave the house. So you had to get all of those chores done. To this day, if people say to me, what don't you do? I say windows. Because the windows were never right. They were always streaky. They could never be clean enough. But I think about this woman who just wanted to make sure we were safe, that we weren't out somewhere where the police or some adult with bad intentions would do something to us. And the only thing she had was her list of chores. She knew that if she explained why, we'd figure out some kind of way or reason to get around that and do whatever we wanted to do. I have never been bored. My children have never been bored. They know that if they were to suggest that they were bored, that there would be chores. But the other day, my granddaughter, who's barely 5, a little more than 5, came to my daughter and said, I'm bored. My daughter grabbed her and covered her mouth and said, listen, don't ever let Cookie hear you say you're bored. And I said, what? Somebody bored? I came in the room and I said, well, what do you want to do about it? She said, I'm bored, Cookie. And I gave her a little broom and dustpan, a small one that you just sweep up with. And she said, I love to sweep. And my daughter Fatima said, you won't for long. And she started sweeping the kitchen. And then she said, I'm done. I said, you're done? You're done already? What about this? And what about this? And what about the sitting room? And what about the woman cave? And what about... She said, Googie, I'm not bored. Some of us are bored with the whole COVID thing. We're coming near, yeah, I mean, we got probably 5 good more months of this, and we're ready to throw in the towel, ready to give up. We're just bored. There are so many things that still need to be done. This time, though, the cleaning is not on the outside. The cleaning is on the inside. There are things, cobwebs, ideas, beliefs, prejudices, and old wounds, unforgiven things that need to be cleaned out. And rather than running to go back to doing what you were doing that didn't work that well for you before this pandemic hit, take some time to clean the windows, the baseboards, the crown molding, the floors that are all inside of your head and your heart. When we come back out, let's come back out in love. I love you.